What is good, peeps? First stream of 2023. Happy Friday the 13th. We're out here at Meta Party Vibes HQ. Indefatigable Artist podcast has debuted. First episode is out. You can check all of the links on Bleace Audio Hub at bleace.com. Let me make sure, or if colorful could just make sure we are looking and sounding good here.
Sure thing,
Oh, that would be real great. That'd be real great.
We're looking and sounding good.
We're looking and sounding good, she says. All right, here we go. Okay, there, yeah. Oh, damn it, Janet. Okay, let's go. Bleace Audio Hub. So, you've got links for both audiobooks. Bleace Audiobook, Bleace Paradox Audiobook, Audible, Barnes & Noble, and also Bleace Poems, Bleace Paradox Poems, Indefatigable Artist. Oh, jeez. None of the embeds are working right now. What are we doing? Of course. Come on. I think it's something with spatial while I'm live. It causes things to not be right. But yeah, we're also out here in Meta Party Vibes HQ. But yeah, first episode, Indefatigable Artist podcast is out. Spotify, Apple Music, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music. And the funny thing is, with how Spotify works on, deploying and distributing, like I have to use 3 different distributions for the poetry album, for the audiobooks, and for the podcast. So I am on Spotify as 3 different artists. So I don't know how the Spotify Wrapped is gonna be, but yeah, on there is 3 different artists. But what I was able to do with the genius of colorful designs is putting a playlist together. Whoa, what is up, Colorful, in the chat?
What's up, fam?
Whoa, Colorful making an appearance.
What's up, Twitch fam? It's been a minute. Happy
Wow,
Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th coming in hot here.
It's been a hot minute since I've been on cam on the Twitch.
Yeah, new year, new us.
Yeah, I'm looking like a little hoodlum. I'm just
We've
doing
done,
my thing.
we've now done 2 years of streaming,
Yeah.
going into the 3rd year.
Yeah. We did a lot of metaverse stuff clearly this year, and we weren't on cam that often.
Colorful Meta in here. She in the building. Colorful Meta.
If you are an OG of the Twitch Bleace stream, you will know this little character right here. He's still with us.
There we go.
He's still hanging out with us.
Little baby
We
Yoda.
got Baby Yoda here. You
Baby
guys
Yoda.
already know. I posted the little recap from the first year of our Twitch stream. Baby Yoda made a lot of appearances there. And yeah, he's still here with us. We're still hanging out, so I didn't know I was gonna be on cam, but I said screw it. It's Friday the 13th.
Okay.
Like I was saying in the Twitter space earlier, a lot of people are obviously very superstitious and think this is a bad luck day. It's not. It's a good luck day. This is a day of prosperity.
True.
This is a day of spooky.
True.
It's a good day to be spooky on a non-spooky month, which is awesome. And yeah, my boy Jason over here. If you guys saw our Halloween pics, we were Freddy Krueger and Jason. Yes.
True.
Yes, we were. So now I'm going to keep this jersey forever. Whenever it's Friday the 13th, I'll throw it on. Press the back. Got the 13 on the back.
Wow.
And I was excited for Friday the 13th since 2022 because guess what? Guess what? Today is when the podcast dropped. It's when it launched. The first episode of Indefatigable Artist is out now.
It's true.
If you have 18 minutes of your day today to listen and give it a 5-star rating, it will really, really help out. It will really help out this guy right here.
It's true.
Bleace versus Ryan. You will really get to know all the connections of the novels, all the connections of Bleace R. Lanham as a person, as a writer, and then hopefully other artists can connect to these stories and join in, you know? Have some guest appearances and
It's true.
see what happens in the future. But I do think that the podcast kind of format is great right now for people who like listening into audio. I listen to a lot of podcasts. It's entertaining. It's nice to just have on when you're, you know, doing your work around the house, or you're driving around, or you're at work, whatever it may be. It's just great to kind of have a podcast on. You get the information in. A lot of them are, you know, real life stories, and I think personally, I think Bleace is a very good storyteller. I think he has a great voice. So I personally love hearing the stories and kind of like how that all connects to all the characters in the novels and stuff. So yeah, I personally really liked it. Again, I might be biased, but I'm really not.
A little biased.
Be a little biased, but I will say it is great. I really like the first episode. I think it's engaging, especially if anyone has never heard you speak before. Might have never heard that you were hosting Twitter Spaces for like a year. You've been doing audiobooks, 2 audiobooks now on your own, a couple of poetry albums as well. So, you know, Bleace's been grinding really hard for a decade now. I would say probably even before that, but just specifically on this subject, about a decade. So, yeah, it's been a long time coming, and I'm happy to have helped in any way, shape, or form.
So colorful. Helped design the cover here. She drew this. Drew me.
I drew
like one of her French girls.
I drew Bleace, and I drew the microphone, just how you guys kind of see it on Twitch here.
Yeah.
It's my first time really. I've done some things on Procreate with digital art, but it's really my first time trying to capture someone who I know in person as like a cartoon. So, you know, I'm still really new to this, but I'm still honored that I was the one to be able to do this for Bleace, and that it is the face of the podcast, because I think it makes it extra special when it's someone who's just learning, and it's exactly what the podcast is even about, you know, Indefatigable, which is basically, you know, tirelessly persisting. And I will say that I have become a lot more resilient since knowing Bleace, and I have become a lot more focused, even though I live in La La Land a lot. But I think as the years go by, I really am starting to know like what I want and what I want to do, and it's having that extra voice to kind of push you, and you do need to push yourself, and then nothing happens unless I push myself. But I think having that extra voice, and hopefully other people, whether it's strangers, family, or friends that listen to the podcast, hopefully that inspires them in some way to do what they want to do, and to hopefully have that clear pathway, that clear vision of what they want to do. I think it's really important. So yeah, I think that's why I like this podcast, and why when you when you said that word indefatigable a lot in Twitter Spaces, like a lot of us like had never even heard someone use that like in an everyday sentence. So just I think that part of it is intriguing in itself, but just having it named Indefatigable Artist, it's kind of like, oh, okay, it's gonna connect with artists, it's gonna connect with, you know, that kind of group, but also connect with the younger generation, hopefully, or older generation that wants to get started on something or feels like, oh wow, I can relate to these stories, or I can relate to these struggles that you faced, and or how these characters are all, you know, something that you came up with in your mind, as most authors do, you know, dive in completely into each character, and basically each character is a part of them because you're bringing them to life. So yeah, which is why I was like, okay, the podcast could be something named Bleace, but also Bleace is its own thing already, you know, like Bleace are the novels. So the podcast, if people look up artists on a, you know, on a search engine, they're most likely going to find this podcast and be like, oh, this is intriguing. So that's my thought process. I don't know what he asked, but
Is that your thought process?
that's my thought process. So yeah,
Nice.
check it out, Bleace.com. On all the streaming platforms. Go give it a listen. See for yourself.
And yeah, you see the books on the stream there on the desk, the digital books, and we've got the soft covers that she's talking about. And yeah, the podcast is really just, you know, peeling a layer back and looking at the author as a character. So it's like another step back, and to hopefully inspire others to express themselves more. And just, I feel like, you know, someone saying writing a book, it feels like so far out of reach when it's really not. You know, just start a couple words a day of whatever. Just, it can be literally just random things, and you may think that they're mundane, but to someone else that it's anything but. It's something different. So it's your story. I feel like we all have a story to tell. And
yeah, I'm glad you said that too, because that was another thing that like Bleace always said was write your dreams down when you wake up, you know, as long as you can remember, you know, write down little things throughout the day, just write anything down. And I knew this and I had tried it in the past, but it like never stuck with me for some reason. But this year, for some reason, 2023, I have been writing everything. Like any single time I need to write something, I either grab my journal and just start going off whatever it is, because you shouldn't be worried about, is someone going to read this? Who cares? Just write whatever you think. Like, write it down. I have my iPad now. I've been writing to-do lists. I've been journaling. I've been planning. Like, I'm writing every single thought down that I can. And it's felt so good. So, yeah, I would definitely recommend just getting a journal if you don't have one. Just to write things down, you know? It doesn't have to be, like, cliche. It just feels good. Like, I promise you. It just feels good to get it out. And sometimes you don't even realize what thoughts you're having until you start writing them down, and then they all just start drowning out. It's just like, whoa, I just wrote all these, like, my hand hurts from writing because that muscle isn't used to doing that anymore. Like, since I've been in school, really, I don't really handwrite anymore. So
yeah, and what I was saying too, it is an exercise, you know. It's just like writing, like writing a full book is like a marathon, but if you take it a little bit at a time, you'll get there, you know. Yeah. And everyone just goes at their own pace. So yeah, I really want this to, you know, be for fellow artists, and also tell my story and how I am applying it to not just, you know, sound cliche of like, you can do it or whatever. I want to, again, peel back these layers as I'm writing this third book. So that's what this is going to be. And like Colorful said, podcasting is a great way, a great medium for this. And yeah, after doing Twitter Spaces, after doing the audiobooks and the poetry albums, it really made sense to go in this direction, and I'm pretty excited. It feels pretty good to get this first episode out Friday the 13th here, and we'll definitely be incorporating these live streams. I feel a little rusty right now, and then Yeah, give it up to Spotify for link not working for whatever reason, because this doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
I don't know what.
Technology is, it happens. It happens. We will definitely get that up and running.
Yeah.
Anyway, look up r.lanham on Spotify or look up Indefatigable Artist. Feel free to use the hashtag. It would be cool to kind of do some weeks where we have people ask questions on Twitter or whichever platform so that we can answer. And if you have your own story to tell, would love to hear it.
Yeah, definitely.
Incorporate more people into the podcast for sure.
Yeah, I definitely want to see what people start creating, and hopefully this does inspire, I really felt like in these Twitter spaces the past year, having shared all of these poems, the one that really hit was like an inspiring one to, pick up whatever you have around you, to share yourself, pick up yourself, let the universe know how you can help it. And I feel like all of us sharing your story can help someone else in one way or another. To even if it's you reading it years later or whatever, that's a different person that's going to be reading it, really. Even like old stuff that I've written, I'm like reading it now, it definitely feels like a different person. So, and that's kind of the theme of the first episode, Bleace versus Ryan. It's, this evolution, this change, this progression, as an artist, as a person. And so I just want people to feel like comfortable with that too. I feel like what we see is, normal or, way it's always been type of mentality that people try to stick to, it causes anxiety. Like, no, it's okay to change. It's okay to change your mind. It's okay to like different things. It's truly okay. Like, embrace that change, embrace that vulnerability. What I'm going to be sharing a lot too, it's the good about these books, but also like the bad, and like embracing that vulnerability, embracing that the faults that we all have, and being stronger because of it. So yeah, that's I want it to really be well-rounded, and like I said in the trailer too, it's not going to be linear. It's going to be really random sometimes. Like, it doesn't mean one episode's going to lead into the next. It's really going to be a lot of free thought, free flowing kind of podcasts. I don't really have a set like time for each podcast, but I want them to really be like digestible and just organic. Like one organic, and also like where you can just sit down like one sitting to really listen to it, and not like some podcasts that can be like 3 hours, which is not terrible. And like I could definitely see, especially when I start getting guests on, I really look forward to those too, of doing some interviews. I have a unique set of questions I'm lining up, and it's going to be a while before I build up to that, but I'm really looking forward to those too, and I could see those going a little longer as well.
For sure. Don't get that for sure.
And yeah, we're here at Meta Party Vibes HQ. We'll see like how we can incorporate the metaverse stuff. But I'm really going to be focused on this podcast and writing this third book and sharing this, and hopefully seeing what others are sharing as well. I really look forward to that. Hashtag Indefatigable Artist. I'll be checking that hashtag across all platforms.
I can learn to spell it, so can you.
Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. Use that hashtag Indefatigable Artist. We'll definitely be checking that and responding and sharing whatever you share with that. And I look forward to streaming more. We'll definitely be streaming every Friday night, and possibly other days as well. Maybe Mondays. We'll do some, Bleaceful Monday night poetry spaces. But definitely on Friday nights. This is gonna be a weekly podcast. every Friday a new episode will drop. So I want to accompany that with a live stream.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Really looking forward to it.
Yeah, I was saying that, all the time in 2022 that we put towards Twitter Spaces, that's kind of going to go towards video content more this year again.
There we go. The vlog squad.
That's the way I've been seeing it, because as much as, Twitter Spaces helped us grow a lot in 2022, it helped us make some incredible connections, even sell our art here and there. It's a great tool to have, but it's also not only very addicting, also very time consuming, because sometimes you're being in Twitter Spaces, you don't even realize that like 5 hours have passed by, I swear.
It's true.
So that was a lot of our life. So, when you think about in those hours how much video content you can get done, what you can record in that time and what you can edit in that time and all that for other platforms that might not be in that small Web3 Twitter bubble. And it's just the niche Web3 bubble on Twitter. Twitter itself isn't Web3.
All right, smile for the camera.
Thumbnail.
Boom.
But yeah, so I think 2023 video content over more of just chatting in Twitter Spaces and chilling in Twitter Spaces, because unfortunately you can chill and chill and chill. That's not really going to mean sales, and it's not really going to mean happiness. So I'd rather be happy. I'd rather just be making fun videos. So yeah, give us a follow on TikTok and Instagram, any of those platforms. Colorful Designs and Bleace. Yep. We are a duo. We are a dynamic duo. So
vlog squad.
Yeah, we are the vlog squad, and also the stream squad, and also the editing squad, and also everything squad.
True.
Including Ranger. Ranger's part of the squad as well. Ranger's our dog. So yeah. If you ever want to work with us, collaborate with us in person, we're down for that as well. And I do think we work better as a team. So I'll just throw that out there.
It's true.
Yeah. But I'm having a great Friday the 13th. I'll make some dinner later. Have a nice night, and I hope everyone who's watching will do the same. And maybe while you're cooking dinner, you can throw on that podcast episode.
Oh.
18 minutes. That's what I do. I listen to podcasts when I'm cooking dinner, when I'm cleaning. I think it's best when you're doing your chores, because you will actually concentrate more on your chores when you're listening to podcasts, in my opinion. That's you won't get as bored doing those boring tasks when you're listening to a good podcast. I promise. I promise you. I can guarantee it. Or your money back.
Oh.
Just kidding. There is no money involved. Just stream and wait. It's free. As long as you already have the streaming platform, of course.
What do we?
Oh, wow.
It's a little dark, but can we? You can't make it brighter. We're a little dark, but yeah, it'll do.
We're moody. It's all right. It's a moody little.
Moody.
Yeah, it's a moody little stream. You don't gotta be bright. We don't gotta be bright over here. Keep it dark. Keep it moody. Oh, we have a new streaming friend. The stream hasn't seen this guy yet. Yeah, Wishy.
Oh.
The stream has not seen Wishy. That's her friend. He's got little fangs. I actually won this. I actually won a giveaway. You know when you think you're gonna enter these giveaways that you're not gonna actually win, but you're gonna enter them because you never know. I won this little guy. I won this plushie. So yeah, I want to just plug in Whooshy World. Shout out Whooshy World. Google is free. You can look them up.
There we go. blast off, as Hassan likes to say.
I be working. I be twerking.
Yeah, so guess we're tied up with that. But yeah, yep, it's a good time. Good time. Even if you play it back, you play the stream back.
Yeah.
We'll keep these short and sweet.
I think that's the new wave. I think the new wave for 2023 is just keeping things short and sweet to the point.
Oh, that's another kiss.
Yeah.
Keep it short, sweet.
Keep it short, sweet.
Keep it simple, stupid.
Keep it simple, stupid. Keep it short, sweet.
It's true.
Kiss. Keep it short and sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. I like that. And that goes with Twitter Spaces. That goes with videos. That goes with these podcasts. Again, like you were saying, there's some that are long, and that's great. Like, that kind of vibe is great, too, if you're just chilling for a while. But
it's organic, not forced.
It's not forced.
Doesn't feel like it's dragging on.
Yeah. Like, sometimes, like, I was, like, in some of these Twitter Spaces, or I was watching something, and it's like, okay, this is just we're talking about the same thing over and over and over and over. And it's like, nobody wants that.
A looping echo chamber is really what a lot of those sound like.
Yeah.
You just got to be honest with yourself. It's like, is this and like people think like they're obtaining information just because they're hearing someone speak in a Twitter space. Like, just because someone's speaking in a Twitter space does not mean that's information being shared. Like, some of the stuff I hear, I'm just like, what are you saying? Wild. And no one calls it out. It's like they just get just allowed to say whatever the hell they're allowed to say. And it's like, this is not, and I think about people that maybe coming into a crypto space for the first time and they're hearing certain things. And it's like, this is the first thing they're hearing. Like, this is so bad. Like, no. Like, so.
There's a lot of misinformation right now. In general. But, definitely in the Web3 space. A lot of people have noticed that for sure. It's really hard. And it's also worse when there's a lot of bad actors that are manipulating what you're going to buy. No financial advice, but,
They're pumping their own bags.
They're pumping their own bags. They're not even disclosing if they're getting sponsorships. They're not disclosing if they're getting paid to, pump that project up.
Yeah.
2 months later, 2 weeks later, completely disappears.
Mm-hmm.
You find out later those people are going to jail for freaking scamming people. Like, so many scams. So we get it, And I think, as someone who doesn't know anything about the crypto, NFT, Web3, metaverse, whatever space that calls it that is just kind of like, okay, you don't really know the good parts of it. But if you've been in it enough, you're allowed to call it what it is, And I think a year, which, in Web3...
Over a year,
Over a year, which, like, in Web3 is, like, several years, it feels like. We're allowed to say what we saw and what it is, and I even mentioned it on TikTok of, like, why I'm distancing myself just a little bit. It wasn't to be, like, dramatic or, like, whatever. Like, it's not like I'm completely disappearing. Like, some people are like, oh, well, it was nice knowing you. Like, I'm not disappearing. I'm still going to be on Twitter and sharing my art and sharing other people's art and maybe minting eventually again. I don't know, but I'm not completely disappearing. It was just more of a statement of, like, why I'm not spending hours and hours and hours in these spaces. I could not handle the popularity contest and the gatekeeping and just, a lot of things that were not so great in the bad apples. But I do have a part 2 where I speak to all the good parts of it and all the people that are making a difference and are creating the future, literally these devs that are creating the future, these artists that are completely shaping like an entire new way to view art and create art and et cetera, et cetera. So there is like a lot of really great things about it. And we've been saying it has a long way to go, but no, like it has a long way to go. So we're going to be here vibing with the tools we already have, because why not? Like, we already have like all these social media apps. We already have even if you are doing the virtual gallery still, like it's still a great thing to have. Like I I don't feel any different about what I've said before about these. Like, it's a great way to view art. It's a great way to hang out with people and talk to people, like, virtually. So
It's true.
still a lot of great things about it. I promise you. I'm not completely shitting on it, but you can be realistic and not live in complete la la land, not live in a complete fantasy, and still say that there are good things about it. But the whole, like, thinking that this is, like, your way out of, like, misery, and, like, this is gonna be the fix all, and this is gonna be what makes you a millionaire, like, immediately, it's just wag me and all that. Like, it's like, bro. And we're all tired. A lot of us are so tired. Like,
We died.
we tired, dog. Like, we put in a lot of hours. We put in a lot of time and a lot of energy to let the world know how incredibly great this space was, and it's just like I don't know. But yeah, that's what these streams are for, so we could just let it all out. And anyone that can relate, I know a lot of people can relate.
The whole
This
time.
is why just saying, this is why Indefatigable is
So many
exists,
obstacles.
yeah.
And yeah, we're going to be talking about all of that on the podcast. Obstacles, how frustrating they could be. The time, my hard drive crashed, all of that. There's a lot. There's a lot that has to be said. I mean, even in the first episode, I kind of graze over a couple things that I could really deep dive on, and I will be deep diving in. But yeah, it was just again something new, not knowing how deep to get. There may be just an issue with Spotify in general right now. Like, this app isn't even loading. What are we doing? I feel like music sounds better with you, baby. All right, let's do this. There we go. It's a little delayed. There we go. I feel like yeah, Spotify really letting me down right now with these embeds, and a lot of people checking this out. Bleace.com, Bleace Audio Hub. And I had it embedded perfectly. Everything was fine. Technical difficulties outside my control, but guess what? It doesn't matter. The buck stops here. People are just going to blame me for things not working. Like, this guy doesn't know what he's doing. How could you let this happen? And start fudding the whole project. Episode 1. Oh, Lord have mercy. This was fun. This is the first time coming on cam with a stream in quite a long time. I'm trying to remember the last time went live on cam. So this was fun. Something different. Starting 2023 off with a bang, baby. Let's go. Hey, we're starting better than Logan Paul. I'll say that. That's for sure. That was just so bizarre how I even came across CoffeeZilla. Back to Twitter Spaces when that SBF stuff, news outlets started quoting Twitter Spaces and linking Twitter Spaces because SBF, for whatever reason, was going into Twitter Spaces to defend his case, and give his side of the story. And CoffeeZilla was going in there unbeknownst to SBF and just grilling him with tough questions. I'm like, who is this guy? Man, the questions that he was asking, I was like, this man knows the issue at hand inside and out to ask these poignant questions and really aim them at SBF. And it made SBF stutter and then get frustrated and then just leave the Twitter space. So it was really I was blown away. I really respect good journalism, and CoffeeZilla definitely showed that in those Twitter spaces. And then I start checking out his YouTube, and he's been doing this for a long time. His meaning and his driving force for calling out scams is really admirable, and just a lot of respect for CoffeeZilla. A lot of respect for CoffeeZilla. But yeah, hashtag Indefatigable Artist. Share. Love to see it. Give a follow at Bleace NFT on all socials. Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. Bleace on YouTube. We'll be definitely uploading a lot. Have scheduling out each and every day. And yeah, give a follow. We'll try to keep your timeline entertaining. Meta party vibes. I feel like music sounds better with you, baby. All right, let's see if Spotify wants to work. We just may be taxing the hell out of the internet right now. We got a lot going on. I don't know if this app will load. We shall see. But yeah, I'm just keeping this stream, relatively short. We've done 12, 13-hour streams before. This will definitely not be that. But this was fun. It's fun to do this. Let's travel back to Meta Party Vibes HQ. HQ. Your vibe attracts your tribe. You know it. And you know where you heard it here first. Your vibe attracts your tribe. Other people may use it, but you know where it originates from. At least I don't know of anybody else who uses that phrase. I don't know.
Yeah. I will say I've heard it I've seen it online before, but I had to actually Google it. I had to be like,
hey, Google.
Yeah, I had to Google it and be like, your vibe attracts your tribe, and I realized, okay, other people obviously we don't know say that, we didn't make it up. But in the Web3 space, which is not a big space, and again, like we said, we've been in Twitter spaces for a year and a half. Apart from us saying it, I have not heard anyone say it.
This is what I'm getting for Spotify.
So Spotify itself is probably down. Spotify itself is probably messing up right now.
All right, let's see. Embed show. What
I'm gonna go cook dinner. Peace out, Twitch. Thank you for having me. Please go check out the podcast. Obviously, Spotify is acting up weird, but we're not gonna make that the focal point. That's not what we're gonna do, because that's not the focal point.
Yeah.
Because other people use other streaming platforms.
Which is why I made this Bleace Audio Hub. So it's all linked here, no matter what, whether the embed is working right now or not. It's all here.
Yep.
You can find it here and take you right to it, to whatever platform you use. So check it out. A like, a share, a comment really does go a long way. A rating, rate it, please rate it.
5 stars
And just give feedback. This is something new. I'm completely open to any criticism. If you don't like a subject or you don't like an episode, definitely let me know. Like, this is a learning process for me. This is something new. I definitely have the growth mindset being applied to this, so I'm not like fixed and like I know exactly what I'm doing here. I know exactly what I'm going to be putting out no matter what. It's like, no, this is a very involving process, and I really want to involve people that I care about. Creating and writing, as I said, is a lonely process. So I want to kind of incorporate those. I've had to sacrifice a lot in writing these 2 novels. They're pretty thick here. Bricked up.
Whoa.
Bricked up.
That's appropriate.
Bricked up here. You got to sacrifice a lot to put this much in these books. So this 3rd book, I want to just give back more and really involve others. So appreciate you hanging out, peeps. I appreciate it, and we'll catch you till next time. Definitely give a follow at Bleace NFT on all socials, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Bleace on YouTube. Visit Bleace.com. Sign up to the newsletter. We'll definitely make that worth your while as well. So sign up to the newsletter. It's free. Exclusive deals. You'll be the first to know when something drops. We've got some things planned for this year in terms of drops. Constantly working here. Indefatigable. We are persisting tirelessly. So we're going to make that worth it to anyone who follows. So much appreciated, peeps. Until next time, much love, mad love. All right. Appreciate you hanging out. Deuces.